Let's go straight live. I can't be bothered. What's up, guys? How's it going? Especially in here. I'm being a little bit disorganized here, but it's okay. We'll be going basically straight in. Hope everybody's doing good after yesterday's stream. I ended up getting a decent amount of attention. It turns out multiple-time Overwatch League winner plus ML7. Good for views. Who'd have thunk, really? If anything doesn't work, then it's on me. I can't lie. I didn't really set anything up today. I kind of just rolled out of bed. But no, also not Pytel, as you can see, playing 0907 in this game. 0907's been having a bit of a stinker, to be honest. They are currently 1-4, only a win coming against, I would assume, TA. Yeah, they beat TA, who are not an active roster, so it low-key don't count, no. Pytel, on the other hand, see if they've been doing much better. 3-1, actually. Good wins. Super Shy, good guys. A loss against Arion, but probably go up to like 4-1 positioning here. So Pytel, definitely the favorites. Definitely play a cringe style of play, if I do say so myself. And of course, I'm pretty biased against them, having my boss man Cheeseburger. Got lobby invite already, so should be able to get in pretty fast. Band's gonna be Symmetra Brig. We don't care what people say. Sides are correct. I'm in lobby. Just have to figure out bands. Puka, you're actually like a criminal sometimes. Why are you like this? Why is he like this? Okay. Symmetra ban does feel very much like a very ban from 0907 because you've got Cheeseburger. So I'm going to go with that assumption in, but it may change in a second. So 0907 left side ban Sim. There we go. And then Brig ban the other side of things. There we go. So, Booga, obviously the new addition to this roster, at least for this FACEIT League season. Didn't really want to play tank for Gassy 3 due to a couple of reasons. But decided to play with 0907. Of course, 0907 lost, I think it was Margin, to Frosttails in OWCS. They wouldn't have been able to compete otherwise, so he stepped in to allow them to be able to play. In terms of winning, haven't done a crazy amount, unfortunately, but they're there. Of course, Freya hasn't, well, I suppose has been nerfed, but hasn't been nerfed out the meta yet. So, a threat for anybody to try and deal with. She just lobs in infinity DPS on any sort of elevating cycle. So far, not really giving any peaks. This is very passive from both sides. Obviously, ready in on that Genji. A standard portal call for Pytel. If they decide any of Cheeseburger's standard heroes up, maybe no bueno. A lot of weird fighting in the background here. Condi gets the better of Daze-Drox. Ready tries to mark the opposition and does. But can't find the follow. What's up, Social? Thanks so much for the follow. Wait, how is Katos dead to cars? Is he off the map? It doesn't really look like a reset, because Ready's still killing people. And he's got a chance as well to find the scaling onto Doki. It's a weird one. It's a weird one there. Let's go ult for real. I think I've said it before a couple of times, but alternate esports is where I got my start casting. So, always fun to give him a watch. And also Cheeseburger, being at my uni, being my mate. You know, I am biased. It is what it is. Booga, I do want you to lose, but it doesn't seem to be working out so far. As the spear onto Cactus means, again, it's the Lucio's the first death here. And on 97, don't have to do much. They can just chill. Shoot people. Thank you, Dexatron. I will do those as soon as the map is over. But Reddy's able to take care of his opposite number of Turbo Smooth. Ray popped from Doki means that Booga just turns onto the opposing tank and gets the better of his opposite number. So 0907 continue to hold. They do spend a big ult. Oh, disgusting. A double dink across the map, but it's actually the proton torpedoes from Doki who find that follow-up. Who are you gonna call? In the kind of spot you're at now, you probably want to look to Kitsu out of the choke, but the wall means that that's maybe no longer a possibility. Bugha's low HP, so you can't really keep fighting. You can pull decently away from their Kitsune Rush, but you mirror it out with your own. Generally, the placing a little bit better for 0907, so the damage as well. Bugha's doing a great job of just jamming the choke, blade pulled from ready as he tries to find something to slash onto, but in the end, just softening up the opposing Genji, all he really needs to do. Pressures the backline as well, but with the pocket from the Kiriko, the chance of follow-up is relatively low, things considered. Bugha's just double killed the backline. And yeah, even though Reddy does dodge the spear, he's got so much work left to do, because he's still at the mercy of this Kiriko. Turbo smooth. I mean, on the Sombra now, a little bit better into the Freya. Gives the EMP con. If you decide that Genji's not your thing, or just that you're getting out Genji'd by a one trick, then, you know, such is life. He's just desperately waiting for stable before he can peek, but it seems not to happen. Hack, pretty annoying against the Wrecking Ball. It seems like a bit of a freebie. And this one seems like it's going to go in 0907's favor. Remember, this game being, in theory, you know, on paper, biased in favor of alternate Pytel. Doesn't seem to be working out that way in terms of, well, any measure, realistically. Days Strelix, unfortunately, yet to frag. Kato's 6 deaths. Not the start I think Pytel were looking for. Okay. I do think the Sombra is just kind of better than the Genji here. I think we're already seeing it be bloody annoying for Pytel. I think that has a really strong hero right now, but into the Orisa it ends up you just get poked out, you can't really slash anything. I think Haz is only really viable when you have a decent chance of 1v1ing the enemy tank. If you can't at least deal meaningful damage to them, then you just end up splattering yourself into the brick wall that Orisa is, right? So now Groku's just going to play the mirror. No reason to make it too complicated. Tibisky on that Baptiste. One of his more favored picks. He has no crosshair? What the hell? Either way, Soaks is insta-dead. You do need to lamp early to make sure your Ori is fine. But Bugha's just never going to win an HP trade. Not when one side has a Bappy, the other just doesn't. The hero's raw numbers just too high. Bugha, Doki both falling. And Pytel now with the first time a proper cap. I swear to God, Dex, by the way, all you do is you lurk in this stream so you can redeem exercises. Or make me drink water or something. Needlessly cruel is what it is. Needlessly cruel. Just an innocent man. But the swing comes through from the Baptiste. Tries to finish off this window that's getting much closer. I mean, guaranteed going to be the first ultimate online unless something truly ridiculous happens, right? There we go. See how they want to use it, but again, just for the frontline trade. Use to help keep your Ori up. But with the lamp extended and the window finding, not no value, but less than you'd maybe like, then maybe things begin to turn against, alternate Pytel. Turbo Smooth's allowed out. Reddy's isolated. Just in all on his lonesome, the easiest turn for most of 0907 and Bugha with the Terror Surge with Kato said as well, be able to cap back in their favor. 58%. Not too bad whatsoever for the side of alternate Pytel. But maybe more is going to be required if they're going to end up taking us to a sub-map number 3. There's more. Manifest in the form of a kill onto the Sombra early on. That's the EMP taken off the board. You've got the Orbital Ray from Doki, sure. But how are you going to find value from it? It's ripped and finds a pretty big torpedo. The sound barrier of Kato's a strong enough answer. Blade pulled from Reddy. And the damage is impeccable, but the eliminations, the same could not be said. Gets his one, and the damage onto Booga is enough. So in the end, the Orbital Ray doesn't find too much at all. I suppose a heavy expenditure out of the opposition is all it really enables. Farquaad07, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. So also advantage, obviously, for alternate Pytel. Turbo Smooth, an EMP. I mean, it's an EMP, right? You catch 3. Groker loses all of his HP and his cooldowns and he dies. Soak's dying makes it weird, but it's traded for ready pretty fast. No real chance for Pytel to make this too competitive. They'll just sacrifice their bodies to Booga. If to make you suffer for your health. I suffer just enough on my own, thank you very much. Giardia, OW, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Terra Surge, Kitsu, coming up to that boulder shot. Can maybe even go for the pull it into the pull. If you want to stack the AoE damage, but they don't have to commit to that if they don't necessarily want to. Dude, Booga is so in. No idea where the rest of his team is, but it's okay if we trade 1 for 1. Turbo Smooth, Force Biscuit, typically going to favor the side of a 907, right? Playing a single flex support does mean that without... You can't get a hell of a lot done. We want to keep the pressure high, though, because soon they rush in. Obviously, Dazed Rook's still respawning. Oh, Reddy's so dead here. Reddy is so dead here. Oh! Manages to dash onto the Mega Pack. Great job escaping there. And more than a couple Freya Bolts keep Booga honest and keep him softened up. No cleanse now available. Another Orbital Ray popped. Remember how the last one went? This one might be a little bit different, though. Again, Reddy pulls the blade, but again, he can't really find anything to catch onto. Finds all of, what, 60 damage onto the Sombra. Flip back for Reddy. For Pytel, they need to pick onto Doki, and to their credit, they will find it. 2% left to go. Turbo Smooth can't touch. A hell of a lot closer here. Pytel warm up and tied up 1-1 here. Competitive in this map. Again, statistically wise, Katos is still dying more than we'd really like, but considering he started on 6, then in this round he was 6 and 3, so definitely correcting that. Dazed Rock still quieter than we'd like, still just even. Plenty of damage done, that's for sure, but more than that we'd love. See how things work out. Reddy eats more spam than it maybe like early on. Groker walks the high ground. I would say better space taken for Pytel. But Groker elects to go for the drop instead of committing to the fight. Means he can save his cooldowns for the next cycle, that's for sure. But in terms of space, we are significantly behind. And it is not working out for Pytel here. He's getting crossfired. The Ponce and Hacks are on to a Groker. He can't really play. It's never really his turn. We trade Cactus for Turbo Smooth. It's generally worth, I'd call it. Depending on how much value Tibiscuit can find, rather. Loads of pressure onto Doki. He really should be falling there, but no FDPS means that... Or at least not a trace means that there's no easy follow-up. If Reddy's, you know, scale, then maybe you can get some of those kills some of the time. Tibiscuit forced to shift to stay alive, but the increased rate of fire also allows him to kill both of the opposing team's flyers. Easy for a guy like him. EU's often a region where we talk about not maybe having the best flex supports in the world. Tibiscuit, the poll, it has been trying to change that as of late. There's Jokes again, fishing for a pick. Finds a tag. I mean, the uptime of this Freya is negative in this fight, but you'd rather just get an outright kill like Condi's just posted against Reddy. We've got low HP. Dazed Drugs hacked up. Turbo Smooth Forced out, and the lamp allows Daystroke to continue fighting. Both supports peeling. Boulder shot surely going to be invested. Chucked in, and the tags onto Condi. So close to finding the kill, but they won't in the end. Good trade from Groka, but it won't matter too much. Points gonna flip over 61%. And On97 back in control. Feels like a similar narrative to that previous point where it starts a decently strong start for Pytel. They go decent, they get it flipped over. Last time, ended up going in the end as a point towards them. This time, will that hold true? Spear misses. Ring, not hugely high value. It's to follow up with the EMP, which, to be fair, does kill Groka. Exit frags will exist, at least with the one coming through on today's Jux. At the end of the day, it's an EMP fight, right? We've all seen one before. Let's not make it overcomplicated. The EMP, somebody dies, you go next. Booga fishes for a pick. Won't be able to find it just yet. Blade high from Ready. Low HP for plenty of players. Oh, that deflect was clean. Very nice from Ready. It's expensive, and you haven't won the fight just yet, though. So Ready has to stable. Wait for those cooldowns and a little bit of healing as well. He misses the dash. The extra 50, 75 damage could be so nice when you're fighting the Sombra, but he'll be able to find the follow-up in the end. And in the end, 3 also invested from a 907. 4, in fact, from alternate Pytel. But both teams getting closer and closer towards this last fight territory, right? Walker's a bit sloppy here. Ready's been able to bisect it somewhat. So now you have to force up the Genji before you get anything else really in. Boulder shot invested. The hack onto the Genji is attempted. But this is what you do against the Sombra, guys. You just look at her and she just evaporates. Condi is going to be not long for this well. You get the force out onto Turbo Smooth. And Pytel start slow. We're able to take map number 1 in pretty convincing fashion when all is said and done. Statistically, it's pretty even. Dubuka's 34-6 and still losing. I would be nuclear after that. Turbo Smooth just couldn't really get much started, I think, was mostly the problem. Katos, not the map you'd love, but you also get the win, so I don't think you're too mad about it. I don't think you're too mad about that at all. Okay, let's just make sure I remember how to do a squat, and then I'll bust those out. Okay, sick. I can do that. Just gonna go in my corner real quick. It's like this, no? Right, I feel like I'm standing too wide. 2, 3. Like this? I don't know. It doesn't feel very hard. It doesn't feel very hard. I'll take a look at the veto, because last time I had to kind of guesstimate it, and I didn't feel so great. Hollywood going to be coming up next. 907 have their ban. Already used the Symmetra ban, so what's up next? We'll have to wait and see. Tor ban. So we're still just... We do not want the cheese burglar involved. They want this man dead. Fair enough. He's powerful. Awful, even. I get it, to be fair. I get it. Yeah, lineup's being finalized. I'll just have everything sorted out and then we can be able to go in whenever we want to. Well, I mean, get everything sorted. I'd imagine GCB and Arizona aren't playing. But we'll really just have to wait and see. Booger can't do no more. I know, man. He's doing everything. It's a bit peak for him, but that's life. That's life. You get these games too, unfortunately, sometimes. Especially from like Orisa as well. I'm not saying Orisa's a character you can't carry on, but it's not a character you instantly think of when you're just like backpacking your team, you know? Like Winston, sure. Like a Doom Bull, something where you can easily like secure solo kills, absolutely. I feel like I should be doing something, but unfortunately, we're literally just waiting for lobby to come through. Let's at least show the FACEIT page, so you don't have to stare at my ugly mug anymore. There we go. There we go. Take a look at the stats real quick. Like I mentioned, Karis, bit of a stinker. 12 deaths, not what you love to see, but it is what it is. Booger, 32 and 6. Like, help my guy. He's got 20k damage. He's running this lobby so, like, single-handed. Actually single-handed. But, you know, he ain't gonna win. That is a bit crazy. I would have issues with people if that happened. That's all I'm saying. Dude, they're taking forever with this. Waiting on their lineup basically permanently. I can only assume Booger is trying his best to explain everything that went wrong. Because he's a very talkative player, I think, as I'm sure Nevix will corroborate. And some very strong views on how the game should be played. Some of them are even correct. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should have like a better waffle, better fill for times like this. But every time I boost up stream, I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. They'll go in fast. And then we have 3 minutes of downtime because we hate fun. Top Diva bands. We got a lobby invite, so we should be in momentarily. Sides are needing to be swapped. So the bands, Diva. Oh, I'm leaking my control sheet. GG. I'm a terrible streamer. That's how everything works. That's how the behind the scenes works anyhow. There we go. So we went through those 3 minutes. See if it made any substitutes at the very least. No. We're just making my life uncomfortable. I get it. I get it. Serena, hi Spec. Hi Serena, it's been so long. I hope you're doing great. Just chilling. Stream is good. Casting my mates. Really can't complain, you know? Okay, let's see what we got. We got Soak's Brigitte, which I think I like a little bit more than the double flex setup. I understand why the Brig was banned, but it was pretty chungus, I think. I think it left them very, very open to ready, kind of just like spawn killing the backline on cooldown. Dobus moves on the Tracer. So your side fight, I think it's better. I'm not quite sure. Either way, you have a lot more survivability. You have a lot more brawl capability. You're better long fights as well. Defensively, what are we on? Basically the same thing we've always been on, right? Genji, Baptiste. Yo, what's up? What's up, Pot Noodle? You want the timeout? You can get the timeout. I don't make the rules. You really want to be timed out, huh? is this lagging? Anyhow, we're spamming back and forth. That's not what you love to see. Reddy's just dead, unfortunately. So, this is pretty much an instant fight loss for alternate Pytel. They just get hard walked. Reddy gets double tapped, and GG. Bones, thank you for the follow, very kind. What's up, man? How's it going? The opponent was not even in chat. I can't time him out, even though he's redeemed 2 timeouts, because he's just not here. Weirdo. Anyway. You know how this goes. We spam the choke, add infinites, and we wait for somebody to explode. We'll see if it actually will or not. But eventually, when somebody falls over, that's when we'll see some progress. I'm doing fantastic. It's so great to see you still casting. I never stopped. This is my my place in the scene now, so I'll stick in around as long as I can. We do trade the ults back and forth. Ray for the bolo shot, but one of those is a hell of a lot more powerful. Great chase from Katos, who's been playing his cards pretty fast and loose for the most part. But with the pressure coming through from Turbo's Smooth, there's only so much healing he can receive from his aura. It's like 12 HPS. And the Pulse Pistol just do so much more. He's still alive, somehow. The amp is there! The Lucio, he's still kicking. Oh, that's ridiculous. Great boop of the high ground as well from Katos, but is it enough? Broker's losing a lot of HP and decides to give up the high ground. Got the blade from Reddy. Terra Surge. Invested, so is the B. Tibiscuit dies anyway? The whole point of the sound barrier is to make that not happen, essentially. And Groka's Terra Surge is pretty capachungus. There's no other way of describing that, right? Only pulls the Orisa, who's in gold, so he doesn't pull them anyway. This map is a bit of a non-starter. It seems like, from alternate Pytel, nothing's going in their favor. They just take the spawn TP. And try and play the third area of the map. I mean, so far, we're talking 3 final blows that Pytel have combined. We need a little bit more from them. It's as simple as that. They're making pretty fundamental mistakes very often. Groka just eats a lot of damage. He's got cooldowns to stay alive, I guess. But it feels like maybe investing one of them early would be a smidge more judicious. There's the gold. Be able to live. Window will buy them the sight line, but they can't really take it. It wasn't really being contested anyway, so it's a free give. For alternate Pytel. Blade in for Reddy. He's been good for them before, but this time dashing into the Brigade to ultimate. Yeah, not going to find the exact same result. Boda shot invested from Condi and is able to break the lamp. Days Riox. You can soften up the opposing tank, but that's about all you can achieve. He's going to be late spawns as well, catching a wave with himself and Groka. The rest of his team will have a much easier time, and he's coming up to one sort of final fight. I mean, this is a totally different side from the first time we ended up playing. Tracer is so annoying, permanently in the backline. Turbo Smooth gets a freebie. And 337 as a time bank. Good lord. Pytel didn't have a chance. I know, like, the first point that City Center was pretty one-sided. But I thought that was just like a warm-up thing. Seems to be permanent. Seems to be permanent here. I'll put it that way. Because, where did Pytel go? Like I mentioned, 3 final blows. I don't have anything. I have no analysis. I got nothing. I got nothing. Like, Reddy's 1-4. Daysdrox is like 2-4. And on the other side of things, Zoki, Booga, both yet to die. Booga, by the way, is still leading the server in damage because apparently he just does not want to win this. Or does not want to lose this game, rather. Let's just check one more time, see if I can ban Dan. This guy is so odd. Right. Do we change the comp? Days Jokes on the Cassidy? I don't mind it. I don't think his Freya has been inspirational so far, right? Condi has been finding the cross-map double taps to keep him soft. With the Alari as well, 4 to Biscuit. So, in terms of your damage, in terms of your poke, then Pytel should have a bit of a lead. I don't mind this an adaptation at all. I think getting off the Lu Bap is probably for the best. I think the backline... I don't think it's very good. I think it's the best way of describing it, right? Groker takes a lot of damage on high ground, though, again. Good heals. Maybe we can start the attack in earnest now. It feels like watching Tabiscuit play. Normally on Alara, you just sit there and you just shoot people, but he's just permanently helping his Orisa just stay alive. Unfortunately, not able to perform that same service to Days Drox, who will end up falling, but Booga finally takes his first death of the map. And the remaining 3 members of Pytel will be able to get some measure of progress on this first capture point. Do you recontest it? I'd imagine you don't, right? But Turbo Smooth is there with a touch. He can stay in for a little bit longer. Recall forced out, but his job has been finished. Biscuit just Ajax his son. Good lord, man. Feels like even when things begin to go right for Pytel, just God intervenes to make it go a little bit worse. Good rockets at least to take care of Turbo Smooth. But if you're alternate Pytel, all you can redo is back out. So you got 2 ticks. 92.3%, but that's where the buck's going to stop. You're almost certainly slow playing until your ults come up. And no, instead we want to play for the Deadeye. Which gets some amount of damage. Bolo shot into the pull, and Booga just annihilates them. 3 kills off the Terror Surge. And everybody ready ends up falling, at least in some manner, to Booga. That was a strong fight, though, over 9-7, right? I think the ults are a little bit better for alternate Pytel, but they are running out of time to make use of them. This is probably their best chance. Blade out early for Ready. Doesn't have to commit too hard for it, but with a mirroring out of the raid, that incentivizes it a little bit more. Terror Surge, with the boosted damage, should at least keep this Freya or Juno absolutely won. And now you really can't touch. Okay. That's a cap. Oh, come on. Oh, no. We try and stagger the Brig and she still kills. I don't know. That kind of tilted me. I can't lie. Like, the Juno should be living there. 10 times out of 10. But, I don't know. Pytel seem kind of tilted right now. I think they're making some pretty sloppy mistakes that maybe aren't perfect for them. Kato's insta-dead. Turbo Smooth traded for it, and closer spawns for Pytel mean that, in general, I'd say the attackers do have the advantage here. But Booga's gonna die! He's walking 5 people! And he feels just so safe doing it, because he's got that fortify ability just to keep him as close to immortal as functionally possible in the game of Overwatch. At least with no ults, right? Ready? Keeps fighting the side space, but he's gonna lose it. It's just Genji's not really for it. Terror Surge is gonna catch his one. Booga is relatively low HP with no DPS. There's nobody to really kill him. And so it's gonna be the Booga show once again. You know, not to besmirch any member of 0907, I think are a fantastic team, just in a bit of a predicament, right? But it does feel like Bugha is a bit of a tier break above them in a lot of times, especially on this Orca Racer. He's finding so much value. One has to wonder that under different circumstances, maybe he could have been on a better team. Okay, Daedriox and Thomas would kill each other, both using explosive abilities to dispatch each one another. Very low, is ready. So I think we're still holding the sun and will detonate it, but won't find a crazy amount of value. Backline positioning actually for the Alari. Hard flanking like where's so much Ed. Damage is pretty good. So we managed to finally make it around the corner. It took them a little bit longer than they would have liked. But progress is progress. Hello there, Scott. Thank you for the 2 hydrates. Very kind. Oh, that is brutal. See how the Deadeye does, at least zone the space. No skulls found, unfortunately. No targets to take a shot at. And with the regular 6-shooter, there's just not enough damage to really kill anybody. So 25 seconds left to go. This cast is going to get staggered. And so the remaining members of Pytel have to tuck their tails and run because they know they've only got one chance to even reach it to the 3rd area of the map. I understand why we're on the Orisa, but it still doesn't feel great being on this map and having to play Ori, right? Like a Winston here, and maybe we're going to have some sort of conversation going. Biscuit dead already. Doki is traded, but Katos, one has to imagine, is still in a bit of a sticky situation. He lives on 7 points of health. Every shot that misses him is a miracle. But the miracles will eventually expire. No passing the Red Sea for this man. The Terror Surge is ginormous and ready, more than capable of following up on that. Able to at least find a couple. Make this winnable is Groka. Ready, unfortunately, just doesn't have the cooldowns to keep fighting. So we're tied up here, 1-1. There we go. Gonna throw that up. Hunter Dane, what's up, man? Oh, she said the Spectreon. Why are you like this, man? Why are you like this? But no, I think it's a return to form for 0907, who showed that when it comes to just the straight up Orisa mirror, they're probably going to have the better of Pytel 9 times out of 10. Kind of brutal, to be honest. But it also shows that we're going to have a pretty competitive game. We'll take that. Circuit Rail going to be coming up next. Pytel this time with first ban. See exactly where they want to take it. I imagine they're going to go for like a Ram ban. Cabana Orisa as well, though. Ram or Orisa, I would imagine, is what they're going to remove. But we'll see. But we'll see. Statistically, by the way, from that last map, Bugha's 17,000 damage next most in the lobby was Condi at 14,000. Considering Condi has access to the Freya character and Bugha doesn't, that's still a little bit nuts. Take a gander with your own eyes here. 10 deaths for Katos. Daedriox, not ideal. Doki able to keep it to 3, cleaning up a lot of his mistakes from that map number 1. Anything else that stands out? I don't think so. And I think those are the important stats anyhow. So that's kind of where we're at. It feels like Bugha can just like lobby admin on the Orisa. Apologies for all the yawning, by the way. I have no idea why I'm so tired. It can't possibly have anything to do with the playing Overwatch until like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Just deranking games with Unisco and Abby Tabby. Like, first band's going to be Ram, so it makes sense. They really want to opt into this Orisa mirror, even though I don't think it's been great for them. We'll see if it's a judicious decision or not as we get ready to head in. Remember, this timer last time took a hot second, so we'll see if the teams want to continue being fast or slow, because I have, like I mentioned, 0 waffle topics. If I was like playing ranked or something, I'd just go on my phone. But unfortunately, because we're streaming, we're going to be kind of locked in for this shit. And it's a whole thing. I should take a quicker gander at the possible scores of some ongoing matches. Do that at least. So, here we go. So, Dreamlight, Lil Ducks also 1-1. Dreamlight, unfortunately, haven't been doing the greatest. Lil Ducks, also a team which you maybe don't expect a humongous amount from. Take a look at these stats. Dreamlight able to take map number 1 off the back of D-Cruz killing everybody. Map number 2, however, it seemed to be very, very close. Rod had a bit of a stinker there, 9 and 12. Not what you love to see. But that's kind of the point that game is at least. And then in our expert matches for today, then Moths up 2-0 against Scared of Women. I know Horrocks is ill, but I feel like that shouldn't be happening. This team is, on paper, I reckon, too good to be losing to, I mean, with all due possible respect, right, Moths. But we'll see how that works out. Of course, yeah, that can be followed on twitch.tv/bullskunk. Lucky Cat losing to Tenacity. The F Word beating Team Rats 2-0. Quick Academy 2-0 lead on Emptiness. And Tenacity Esports close with Fog Esports. Okay, that's enough chin wagging. We can get into the actual game now, as they have finally selected. And we can head in. See if they brought in the cheeseburger himself. That they have. That's Aura. They did not want cheeseburger to play, which is why he's already typing about it. Just waiting on Katos, then we can get in. But with Cheeseburger, he's on Torbjorn here. It's no big surprise. He's going to be on Torbjorn. Destrux is going to probably be on Freya, maybe Sojin if he wants. Trying to think of what else that would even affect. And then you just hard shoot front line. The Torb turret, I don't think it finds a lot of value. I think the main reason you play this is because they don't really want to play like Brig Juno Brawl stuff with the Genji. Brig Juno doesn't seem like something that Pytel are hugely fans of. So they're probably more comfortable playing like Bapilari, just like Torb and hard shooting. And if you hard shoot with the Genji, you just could be on a better hero. You know, like even a Torbjorn, right? Where? 1-1. Yeah. Pytel took map number 1. It was relatively close. Map number 2, on NS7, kind of steamrolled them. Booga is just doing the Lord's work anytime he gets the Arisa character unlocked. And speak of the devil. And he should appear. Back on it. He's probably like 40k damage already, this official. Looking for more. Toasooth on the May. It's a bit weird, but a decent balance in between the poke and the brawl conditions here for the Ilari Juno May setup here. Helps you punish like super aggressive, weird like Rhine shenanigans like we're seeing on the other side of the server. Emptiness losing, yes. So we'll see exactly what Cheeseburger's got cooked up. He's got the London Spitfire skin. They don't necessarily make him Backbone. And already 80 HPs. He just gets kind of blasted from every which way. That is pretty good so far. I guess they're going to force cart as wide as they can and then go for the TP. I would have imagined they maybe TP first, because I mean, you've got more than enough time to figure out exactly what the game plan is. The stair walk, a fake TP to burn the resources, but they got the sideline. Nice idea here from Cheeseburger, actually. There was never any intention of following through with that particular teleporter. Cheese does eat some damage. This TP very, very real. Almost sends him off the map. Katos just gets banished. And not exactly what they were hoping for. Well, Pytel. Minute burned off the clock. And they've been sent back to spawn for the first time. I mean, the positive is that you're 72% who wastes an orbital ray. The negative is that Booga has already got a fucking Terror Surge. He's done 2k damage. I mean, this man just does so much. I know it sounds like lazy, and it kind of is, but like, man. Groker bullied, and I want to assume dead here. Terror Surge just obliterates them. Katos dead again. Spear, not even given a chance to connect, but I mean, Booga follows up anyway. And guys, are we not going to ban the Orisa? Like, we're getting worked on this hero. At some point, it feels like something that has to come through, right? Because, I mean, all you need is eyeballs to recognize that this is at least a problem, right? Walk with the Ray, Groker drops with the hammer, and Condi, not long for this world. You've got the Shatter in the corner, you've got a pick, you should kind of be okay for this. Solo angle from Cheeseburger, as he often likes to do. The Ray is through, they want to Ajax this Shatter, the Captive Sun as well is going to connect them to multiple. Plenty of damage being taken, they're just going to give. They probably could have turned that with a Shatter. They had a Blizzard for it as well, but they figure if they really want it, they want it that bad, they can have it. It is worth mentioning that with a main to sim, then the Blizzard can sometimes struggle to find value. You just TP somebody out, so watch Cheeseburger try and go for some maybe interesting positioning to dodge that. Freeze is through, Wall is there to keep him caught in, and Groker's the dead man. Great work there from Turbo Smooth. Again, time off the bank. And it's charging towards another Booga Terror Surge. See if we're going to change anything, because we've been banking these ultimates for a little while now. Tibiscuit, man, you can't go down, Booga. So close to getting a miracle pick onto the opposing tuner, but not to be. They swing this time. They put the wall. Boulder Shot, sorry, there's plenty of DPS. Terror Surge! Boom! Explodes Cheeseburger. Still, Groker holds on to this Shatter. But 25 seconds left to go. I mean, what are we waiting for? Overwatch 3? Deeply unfortunate. Days Drugs Tracer for the touch. You're close to the Ray. You've still got the Shatter. Soaks rather. Very likely will be able to mirror out his own orbital Ray. Cheese is going to do his best not to get miracle picked. He's a player who's very good at finding them, also very good at dying to them. So, okay, we got a touch. There's the touch. Ray's online. Shatter, pretty big. We mirror out the Ray anyways. No point holding ults if we end up just losing. And lose, we still end up. Back and forth, no supports online for either side. Boulder Shot just hits onto the shield. Dave Trix has to make sure not to overpeak. So much damage being dealt by Condazy. Does his best to eke out a kill, and of course he's going to find one. Cheeseburger, dead. Groker removed by Soaks. And first point hold found here for 0907. On the map pick of Pytel as well. This is not, it's not looking great for them. Not looking great for them at all. Okay. Let's hope there's a little bit more life here for Pytel, who kind of been smacked 2 maps in a row. I like the comps they're playing, but I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the way they're playing it. I think, like, Ryan Sim needs a certain amount of, I'm not going to say hive minds, but decisiveness, right? You need to walk and go, we're doing this instantly. But it feels like they're just a bit slow with it. They're a bit happy to play neutrals with it, and I think they're getting punished for that very often against, like, an Orisa comp that's so happy to just sit back and shoot them basically indefinitely. Okay, Zen out for Doki here, getting interesting. Feels like the hero's been having a hell of a lot more playtime even on this map recently. I guess it's the kind of Discord perk more than anything else. But it might also be the influence of Violet on this region. I choose to believe it's the latter because I think it's funnier. We're going to break the TP, otherwise there's a chance of Cheeseburger being weird. I also think the Symmetra defensively is just like not good here. Like you can't really go for Orisa cycles. And as if to illustrate my point, Matthew ends up dying. And so too does Groko. One fight in between alternate Pytel and losing this map, going down 1 and 2 in the series. Oh, 907. Very comfortable for them. Groko loses all of his HP beforehand. Does get to feed support will charge, but a perfect 5-up Daystrokes goes down. Folks, this might be the beginning of the end as the Javelin Spin takes care of the Symmetra. The cart is going to roll through and effortlessly, oh 907, get the lead. There we go. Use the teams in the wrong order. Did I forget my sides for that map? Oops. Oops. Not my best moment. Oh well, such is life. Such is life. Let's see what's happening on the FACEIT page. Going for the next map pick, obviously Pytel. There aren't many interesting stats from the last map. All of Pytel died a lot and didn't do very well. And I guess Soaks didn't die. Booga's still damage leads, like all is well with the world. So, if you're Pytel, what do you do? Because I don't know, really. Maybe like a Juno ban would be nice. Try and punish the hero pool a little bit more of Soaks, who didn't seem crazy confident on the Curie. Maybe you can hope Lucio's a weakness there as well. You could... I just ban the Orisa. Please ban the Orisa. It's been such a problem for them, right? So yeah, Orisa's going to be banned. Runa Sappy up next. Now we're just waiting for a 907 ban, and then we should be able to go in. I suppose 907 now have the choice about whether to ban Reddy's Genji or not as well. I think there's just not a lot of... I mean, problems, realistically, that Pytel have been having. Or, not Pytel, rather. 907 have been having. Lineup's being finalized. Will be in about 3 minutes. Dave's Driox, please hit a shot. He's not had the greatest game. I will say that. Unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? Well, they can't all be bangers. They can't all be bangers. But such is life. Such is life. Okay. Take it. Well, actually, I will bring up the stat sheet. I know I said there was nothing interesting, but there's 2.5 minutes probably before these teams are going in, and I can't figure out any clever way of filling the dead air. So, here we go. Could stare at that for a second. Oh. Let's head into game then, because they invited literally as soon as I said they're gonna take ages. Which I think is really cool. There we go. Base code steer R. Bruh. Happens. Happens. Ready, of course, will be in. Lucio ban. Makes sense. I'll get that punched in real quick. His ban is... Lucio, his ban is... I'll reset. There we go. Someone's getting benched. It happens. It happens. It happens. So now Orisa's banned. I actually don't know what either team's going to play because we haven't been seeing a lot of it. It appears to be the Ramatra for Bugha, who is, just been MVP so far. Been putting in a ridiculous performance. Groker going to mirror it out. The Juno Brig mirror. Soak's a hell of a lot more comfortable on this, though, I think, than his counterpart. There's a reason, I think, Tabisky and Kato's generally try and avoid playing hard meta. Sort of a Lari, a little Lucio for them, but when neither are viable, well, they have to default to what is, arguably best. Pytel should play Ball Carry Lucio, I think. I also think that, Scott. I think they should also play Sim Torb DPS line while they're there. Yeah, for no reason, of course. It's not like anybody's played that comp before and done well with it. Groker gonna be under pressure momentarily. Better shooting. Way better shooting from Bugha. Groker's getting worked in this tank matchup, unfortunately. Whip shot, will prevent Bugha from finding much more. But the space very much in favor of 907. Ready, forces cart. And Condi ends up being the first player to fall. Ready, go cleared by the Brigitte. Turbo Smooth, has to live. Is at least able to. We trade, though. Back and forth. A little bit of a lead, I believe, for Pytel. So Turbo Smooth's going to back up. Pytel would win so much, or if they signed Max Chess and a ball player. That is true. Pytel Umbre, make it happen. Make it happen. We ring, try and get the push up. Obviously, lead Garner for Pytel so far. Ready is stuck in the backline. What is he up to? Doesn't matter. Dave's Driox finally hits a shot in an instant pick onto Doki. Turbo Smooth trades it. But, trades it for Juno, you'll take that. Every day of the week. Rally, Blade, both pulled. Groker just greeds his form for as long as he can, but it seems like 907 happy to give the lead here. Good damage. Is Turbo Smooth typing? Got to imagine he was, right? In terms of ults coming up to this Annihilation, Bolo Shot also online versus basically all 5 from their opposition. As long as the touch comes through from Pytel, and they should have all the tools they need to win the fight. He pulses high, but throwing arm, he's not exactly a cricket player, is he? It's okay, though. The overclock takes care of Condi, and the executive decision is made from 907 just to kite as far as they can. No one else needs to dice that ultimate. Ready? This holds the side space. Bodo shot invested. Condi ends up being the first full Groker. There we go. Puts his stamp on the series with 2 quick kills from 2 fists. The lead can continue. So a real chance we end up going to map number 5 here. Not to, call it early, but I'm calling it early. We go 5, guys. Trust. Doki's got the Ray. Tabisky doesn't, so this probably should be a stop at least for 907. It's not really a crazy amount that you can do if you're Pytel, but they'll do their best. Big torpedoes. Oh, these players are so low, but the healing is there as well. Dave's Drux is the first pick. Turbo Smooth is able to take care of Katos. And Ready has an awkward duel on Cart as he tries to get what steal he can. Will stop any sort of real progress from coming through. During the fight, at least. but also will find himself not even on a different wave. He's in a different ocean to the rest of his teammates. Blade pulled from Turbo Smooth. Gets Dave's Driox. Rally pops a smidgen late in the bash. Not connecting. So Kato's forced to hold shield while the Annihilation is ripped from both sides. Doki traded for Katos, and surely this Annihilation can catch on to Turbo Smooth, who just seems free to do whatever the hell he wants. Ready? Can he be chased? Turbo Smooth wants to, but he's got to reload, and seeing most people on the sideline now, it's not possible. Just a bonus shot here for Conde. OC popped, of course. Soaks instantly dead to the headshot. There's some more. Doki finds himself half HP. But this fight is over before it even started. We use the OC. We find a rail headshot. It's GG from there. You know, it would have been a little bit nicer for Pytel almost if they, you know, maybe got the bonus shot out somehow. But, I mean, they're ahead in every ult that matters, right? They're tied on the Annihilation. That's the closest we come to being competitive. To Biscuit, 50% of a Ray over their opposition. So I'd imagine you try and win the next fight with Ray. Okay, so that's Ray popped. Dave's Driox does have to play outside of it due to fear of the outer sight line, but it's okay. Ready to Biscuit and Groka are all more than capable of making use of that ultimate. And it means that alternate Pytel now on the home stretch of the map. Dave's Driox and Groka are hard peeking the spawn. It does feel like I'm a bit of a broken record saying as soon as they ban the Orisa, they'll win. But they ban the Orisa, and they're having a hell of a lot more fun than their opposition. I'll put it that way. Groka is forced out. Great bolts from Connie allow him to diff the opposing hit scan. Traded for Soaks. So not over just yet. Annihilation from Groka. That's a Rage Axe from Doki. That is cataclysmic! A Rage Axe, bro! You're about to take the upset. Yeah, don't want that on your mental, if nothing else going forward. But it is making things so much easier for Ultimate Pytel to continue to win these ult fights. They could probably force it out further, but they'd rather just play for their respawns, which is fair enough. They know that in a retake fight, they've got the better ults. They can play more turns than their opposition and still end up getting a win. Post Annihilation. I would not mind an aggressive rally here, trying hard burn like a booger. Background right now just trying to stay active though, stay alive. Groka the same, just holding block on the front line. Bowler shot, another Ajax. Seems right now a 907 just incapable of, you know, correctly casting an ultimate ability. Ray pops. Kato's down to it. Annihilation. 1 for 1. Both sides trading backlines. But Booga can't do a lot after he's managed that. So the cart's going to move back to where Pytel basically left it. Surely you don't get the chase here. Oh, you do. Connie's back this time on the Soldier. Mirrors out the pick. And get some Soldier on Soldier action going. OC popped, somewhat allowed to swing by Katos. Plenty of space garnered. No more than that, really, found out. But it's okay. You've got other turns in this fight. Still, I was going to say like an Annihilation. But you might not even be in a position to use it. As Turbo Smooth just gaps his opposite number. Finds the kill into ready. Trades are exchanging. Every character apparently just 1v1ing. They're equal and opposite. Daystrokes breaks that pattern with a Disruptor Shot kill. Annihilation pop from Groker to maybe try and chase down the Juno. Instead, Alexa kill Booga, who's low. Second best tank in Britain. Force back. And forces back in as well. But with the added sustainability, then I don't think there's a lot the Groker can do, even with the added aid of Daystrokes. So Doki just gets rail picked, fair enough. Condi dead as well. Probably didn't need this rally, I can't lie. We rallied when we were like 3v5. And 15 seconds left to go. There's like a chance for a touch, or would be if Tewosu didn't just get whipped. Booga jumps off the map. I think this is GG. I think it's us going 2-2 here. 3 seconds left to go, and Kato sells his life just to guarantee no touch. So, we go all 5. The Spectrum 5 mapper curse continues. Oh, blessing, really. Very nice. So, it feels like if I cast a game, it's like 3-0 or just like as close as can be. On under 7, do you have the advantage of having a map choice and a first ban heading into the final map? They go Siravasa. Their pick, Sojin. Pytel, I have no idea what you ban here. Zero clue whatsoever. Like a Freya, maybe? I wouldn't mind a Freya ban. Well, we really just have to wait and see, because I have, like I mentioned, not the foggiest. You ban the Ori. Doki might go, woo. It's 2-2 right now, which already, you know, on paper probably wasn't expected. But has to finish the quote-unquote upset and win this next map. Okay, lineup being finalized. We'll be in momentarily. And then we can do bans, you can do all that shit. And it's totally from that last map, by the way. It was pretty back and forth. Condi didn't play fantastically, 14 and 10. You guys are never going to guess who's got top damage in the lobby again. It's Booga. It's Scott McKenzie, who is doing his best at all times. Yo, NBHD, thanks for the follow, man. I've heard good things about you always, so glad to see you here. Vamos, Pytel. Redline C4S human. Gonna us hate watch is wild. I fuck with a hate watch, honestly. I'd do the same if I had teams I hated, but I don't got the energy for that, man. All the players who I have, like, quote-unquote joking beef with are out of FACEIT League right now, so I can't really, you know, even justify it. It's just like, there's good players. Nobody to hate. Is my PR response, obviously. You asked me what I said off-stream. Maybe I'll say something different. Minute and a half left to go, by the way. Poor Place thinks you're going to kill him when he first saw him. Especially on cast. Me? Me? Why would I kill him? I got no beef with Poro. That's crazy. Well, if I was scowling, that's just my resting face. Like, if my neutral face was like this. I'm sort of very angry when I do that, so. No, I got no beef with Poro plays. You're cool, man. Keep doing your thing. That's crazy. I gotta know what the context is now. Final map is through. They decide to ban Juno, which is a nice idea. If you don't want to play it because you're Pytel, then, I mean, why not? Okay, let's head in, get bans sorted out, and then head out. Power players thinks you're gonna kill me first room cats Patreon cost. Yeah, I was just informed that Prash actually. Matt Five's Patreon is back. It is. It always is. So subsides. Ban for Pytel was Juno. Ban is for Sojourn rather. There we go. Bans are updated. Scores are updated. I don't think I made any stupid mistakes. Like wrong-sided. And... Nope. Can just get into the cast. Lukiri 40907. So you've got a better side fight. Your front trade is a little bit worse though. Tibiscuit got the added damage, but you're maybe going to be a weakness if Tower Soothe wants to hard look like a tracer, hard send you. Both sides sim TP out, mirror the tracer. Ready does have a pretty hard time of things here. Without the Curie heals, I mean, staying alive is going to be somewhat of a challenge. But he's going to do what he can. Both Orissa's taking a lot of damage early on. Cleanse out probably before you'd like. The space can be held for 0907, or for alternate Pytel rather. We're going to get some incredibly faster portals if this continues, by the way. 75% of the way to a window, now 80. Is that something that 0907 are all tracking towards? Is that something they're aware of? Or is that something that they maybe got on the horizon? Because Tibiscuit can rip it soon. Probably will. Dropped. Photo shot invested. There's no... Oh, the double kill! No lamp! So even though the window is there, then the Freya hero is just OP. Sizik says who is pro players, bro, you know that. 50% garnered in that first fight, just because we took so long with it. It's playing the neutral. But on 907, find the flip. Again, all sides of their opposition. They're not too mad about this. Forgot to mention, by the way, but Deathstrokes on the Cassidy rather than the Freya. Got less damage. A little bit more ability just to tap somebody across the map. A flanking. Did he just Ajax that Kitsu? Or is it? It's just a centimeter long. You trade 1 for 1, but that trade should be worth it. And you should be able to walk in now and basically just win. They really want to keep fighting this, but I'm not sure I see the vision as Soaks is cleaned up from the 6-shooter. And flipped right the way back. As long as Deathstrokes doesn't overpeak to the fray, then we're okay. But that exact thing happens. Tower Smooth gets the easiest chase of his life. I mean, just not much help for him on the angle. And not much reason for him to expect help either, unfortunately. Another window. Last one, pretty disastrous for Pytel, if you recall. Another bowler shot. This time there's a lamp there and a beat as well. Still, though, not out of the woods just yet. It's Tibiscuit as Tower Smooth is just so tenacious on the flank. Only the Lucio heals. Very low heals for, I mean, the entirety of Pytel. Unfortunately, Katos couldn't position himself to boot people into the Terror Surge. Booga has no such problems. So Turbo Smooth and Booga able to find the flip. There is a touch, I believe, available for alternate Pytel. But it's not going to be fantastic. Oh, what's up, Simon? How you doing, man? Those are the weirdest in-jokes sometimes, I swear to God. You sound insane. Good fight from Red, all things considered. Forces the re early. But in not going for his own, he has to recall 10 HP, he just instantly dies. Again, that's the problem where you have no help on the Tracer. You're just gonna die sometimes. Not South American, bro. I mean, Katos just has to run back to spawn. Tibiscuit's been kind of like Yotta staggered. Yo, what's up, old skunk? Thanks for the raid. 49 viewers is crazy. Oh, we had a good stream, man. As you can see, the Spectrum Map 5 curse is hit again. Get the clear on the Tracer. Decent start to this fight. You've got the window. Again, this has been pretty ill-fated. This ultimate, it buys him some space, but in attempting to push past it, Groker does get punished. His cooldown's forced out. Overall, could be a little bit more ambitious, perhaps. Pulse through, won't hit a thing. Lamp not in time to save Groker, but it was very, very close. And no chance for a push back here. First cap for 097. I can't Pytel the India buff. Good lord. We'll see if it works out. Ready and Tibiscuit both dead. India buff so far, not doing fantastic. As Daze Jux is getting spawn camped. I don't know. Maybe the India buff just doesn't have the same, effect it once did. Have to wait and see. Ult's closed for basically everybody. This next fight is going to be pretty loud. Did I pop? There's no spear for it. Booga takes about half his HP. Daystrokes will be able to kite this. Good sound barrier. Though it does take a second to connect. Reddy goes down in this side fight though. And Katos as well. Terra Surge from Groker. I mean, it just doesn't have the same ideas that Booga's does, unfortunately. It actually just looks like Booga's has like a larger suck range or something. But he's just so much more effective with it. Swapping off the Orisa makes sense from Groker. We just haven't been winning on it. Instead, we decide to move over to the Sigma for a second and decides that maybe it's a bad idea. Still waiting for the India buff, man. I beg. Can Pytel make a fight out of this? Or is the Booga Orisa just Thanos too much for them? Take a quick look at the stats. Booga is still took damage in the server. Every map. Every map. I mean, unreal. This Tracer is so free in the background. Reddy can't really mark just by dint of having a BAP. Forced to re as well for 20 HP. He doesn't go for the stick. He somehow gets the extra health. But Tobus, in the meanwhile, kills the backline. I mean, Reddy's Tracers look decent, but I'd really rather he was just on Genji, to be honest. Give up the angle mark. Just play for the front line. Stick. Good damage, but into the gold. It's not what it could have been. He's going to set his body on the cart for as long as he can. Which isn't particularly long, unfortunately. There's just not that much HP the Tracer has. Kaiser Ketamine, thanks for the follow. What a username, bro. Holy shit. Did I yet to be a particularly impactful tool? Goes for speed. Gets them the space onto the point. No more than that, though. Kitsune Rush does the exact same, but this time it also forces cooldowns. And, I mean, I don't even have time to say what just went down. I think your eyes tell no lie, however. This is an 0907 who's firmly in control. And, unfortunately, a Pytel who just doesn't have much chance to fight back. Booga's 30-2. Turbos with his 33-0. Like, 10% left to go. Reddy's already dead. You don't really have a touch. And so, unfortunately, the series started with a bang, ends up going out with a whimper. The 3-2. 09-7 get the W. That was crazy, honestly. Let's see. I mean, that's just to play the game, but I mean, man, that's kind of some anticlimax, unfortunately. I'd hoped it came a little bit closer. Like, Pytel showed they had good ideas, but I think just the reliance on the BAP really, really cost them. I think it really is the issue. But no, well played from both sides. Congratulations for a 9-7 from being able to find the W. Damn. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I guess I'll start wrapping this up. So yeah, I'll probably stream tomorrow. Probably be able to stream some of next week. And then after that, it gets totally up in the air because I'll be traveling to Jamaica in a couple of weeks. So I have no idea whether I'll be able to stream from there or not. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Thanks so much for everybody for tuning into the stream. And I think I shall see you guys all the next time. So I think I just bid you adios and fuck off. So then, till whence I came. Peace.